video. It is Christmas Eve and I figured we haven't done Get Ready With Me in quite some time. So today we are going to be doing this look on camera. It's honestly a super easy look. It's festive because you have a nice bright lip, but still keeping it pretty neutral on the eyes. We did some falsies and we finished the whole look off with a cute little, I promised you guys I would turn around and show off the bow in a later part of the video. So I pretty much just slept in rollers and then added a bow to the back, and you can get like a pretty festive look from just doing that. So anyway, we'll jump right into the video, but I did want to just finish off the completed look with a perfume because I feel like no look is complete without one. So I have two from the brand Dossier today. If you guys aren't familiar with this, I'll link their website below. They have amazing designer fragrance for less. They pretty much cut out the middleman and give you a really good value. So the perfumes are pretty inexpensive for what they are, which are all designer inspired fragrances. So today we have two that I'm choosing between. I have Ambery Saffron to choose from. I believe that this is a unisex fragrance, and it smells good on my husband, it smells good on me, so we both share it. This is Maison Baccarat Rouge 540. So this one, the notes are orange blossom, jasmine, plum, cedarwood, and base notes of oak moss, fir, balsam, and amber. It smells amazing. There's nobody that will not be happy with this fragrance. So this one is an option today. And then I figured we can also choose between another one I'm testing out, which is their Gourmand Patchouli. And this one has top notes of mandarin, berries, passion fruit, patchouli, honey, plum, with base notes of caramel, vanilla, and cocoa. So this is definitely not one for the faint of heart. It's very, I don't want to just say strong. It like leaves an impression. It's one of those fragrances that once you smell it, like it's pretty much on you all day. And this one was inspired by Thierry Mugler's Angel. I have the other Thierry Mugler perfume, which is Ambery Cedarwood, I think it's called. And that one is Alien, and that is like my signature scent. So I wanted to test this out. Again, I don't think everybody will love patchouli because that's a very distinctive note. I feel like you either love it or hate it. But I did want to throw this out because it is a very, like I said, signature scent for a lot of people and one that smells amazing. So I figured I would choose between the two today. And I think I'm gonna go with this one just because I know it's Christmas Eve and it will be on all night. And why not smell like an angel on Christmas Eve? So that's the one we went with. But anyway, if you haven't checked them out, I'll leave all their information below. Love their perfumes. I'm not even kidding you. I have about 20 sitting inside. It's pretty much the perfume brand I wear every day. And again, you can smell like a designer for a fraction of the price point. So definitely check them out. Without further ado, we'll jump into the video and I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please like the video and leave a comment, and I'll do more Get Ready With Me's. I really haven't featured one on my channel in a while, and I figured it's Christmas Eve, so why not do one today and get ready on camera with you guys. So please enjoy. So my hair I haven't done yet. I think I'll do it when I'm done with makeup. So we're just gonna start off by kind of reining in my hair with some clips just to get it out of the way for makeup. And then we will pull the look together at the end, I promise you, with, oh, I have toothpaste here, that's not cute, with the hair and everything. I actually have a cute little, let me show you guys, a cute little bow. So we can do this at the end. Oh my gosh, my face looks so pale on camera. Let's get some makeup on because this is scary. So I already put my vitamin C on. That's usually typically my first step. By the way, I have some Christmas tea here in a cute little mug. This tea is from, gosh, what is that brand? I'll link it below. It's called Comfort and Joy. It's like a holiday tea with, I put a little honeyman. Wow, we're starting out great this video. Some cinnamon and honey. So pardon my sipping on camera. Okay, so I'm in my cute little dress. I'll show you guys the look when I'm done, but we are getting ready for church and Christmas Eve dinner. So I already primed my skin with my vitamin C. Oh my gosh, I'm so white. And I did my primer. So I'm gonna go in first. I usually go in with just like an under eye brightener. This one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. And it's just going to cancel out any darkness. I do a little on my eyelids just because they are always naturally dark. If you have any dark like acne spots too, I go over those as well. And this looks crazy, but we'll blend it all together. So I just go in with, this is like a Real Techniques brush. Just kind of blend that all out so that I kind of have a base before I go in with my foundation. And I actually used to do like my concealer second, but someone's like, you know, that's how you get the raccoon eyes. So I started doing it before and I kind of like it, so I've just kind of kept up with it. But you gotta kind of work fast with this concealer. This one, by the way, has like a pink tone, which is really nice because it cancels out darkness, but it also, the pink helps brighten. I also have a birthmark here, so I always tend to, if you're wondering why I go over here, I just kind of go over here to kind of cover up some of that redness. It's a little strawberry mark. All right, so now that I'm even whiter than I was before, we're gonna go in with my favorite at the moment. This is the Laura Mercier Weightless Perfecting Foundation. Just give it a little shake because I feel like it does kind of separate. And I'm in the shade Cashew. This kind of is like my perfect shade. And I love this because it's not only like super lightweight, so I literally feel like I'm wearing nothing. You know when you put on foundation and you automatically feel gross, like, oh, I can't wait to wash my face because this is so heavy. This literally, I mean, you can even maybe just tell from the way I'm applying it. It's like water. It's like a super lightweight. So after I'm done with my under eye brightener slash concealer, I go in and I just kind of put dots all over my face. I just find that this makes it a little bit easier to spread. And then I'm gonna go in with, you could apply this anyway, it blends out really nicely, but I'm gonna go in with like a really flat stippling brush. And this is just my favorite way to apply this particular foundation, but most of them, I'll be honest, I go in with this. I used to like a beauty blender and I might go back to it eventually and like just try it out. I just needed a break from it because I feel like it was just eating all my foundation. It wasn't blending as nicely anymore. It also, you go through them so quick, and I felt like, you know, they're expensive, so I found myself buying like, you know, beauty blender dupes, like the Real Techniques one, and even though they were cheaper, they didn't wash as nice. So I was like, okay, you know, these are cheaper, but I'm going through them even quicker. And I'm someone, like, I wash my brushes, I don't think I go over 2 weeks. I know some people could go months. I don't know. I just feel like the more makeup on there, it's gross, there's oil buildup, and I just kind of feel like they need to be cleaned after a week or two. So this foundation, I usually just do, I'm gonna be honest with you, like one coat. I do go in and bronze, so I warm up my skin a little bit more. You can do, like I'm looking at my skin, you can do a little bit extra coverage where you think you need it. So I might go in just a couple other areas and buff a little more in, but I mean, you really only need one coat, and it's so thin, it kind of goes on feeling like a serum foundation, but then I tell you, it dries down to like a demi matte, so it looks very skin-like. Feels like you're wearing nothing, and it provides, I think, decent coverage. Like, I think people want a full coverage if they have like really acneic skin or a lot of like hyperpigmentation, but this does a really good job of covering everything up. I've never had any issues. Then my setting powder at the moment, oops, I just knocked something over. I'm gonna go grab that first. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me in Light. Typically this would be like my next step, but on special occasions though, I go in with like an extra step, and I use this as like my contour and my blush, and I found that I don't like to apply cream over powder. I just feel like it doesn't make for like a very nice layer. So when I do use this, and again, it's not every time, I go in before I set and put this on and then blend it and then set my foundation. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It looks crazy at first, so don't be alarmed. I'm going in where I would contour, so I usually do like the bridge of my nose, here. Again, I don't do this every time because I feel like this is a lot of makeup, and that's when I tend to break out, is just like overdoing it. But these are typically like the areas that I would contour. So the one side is a contour, and by the way, this is the Dibs. It's like the dual stick. One side is a contour and one side is a blush, and I believe this is shade 01 or 02. I'll link everything below for you guys. But then I would just go in where I would place my blush. I don't go too down like far with the blush. I keep it kind of high, and that's so that I don't kind of like, I don't highlight like my smile lines, my nasolabial fold. So I'll show you what this looks like. You could also go underneath the lip. A lot of people do this as like a trick to make their lips look bigger. So sometimes I'll do that. And then I just go where I would do a little blush on my nose, and then just a tad on my forehead. This all blends like really nicely. So I'm gonna go in with, what do I usually use to blend this all out? I'm gonna go in with this one. It's just like a really nice tapered brush. And I just kind of pat. You don't want to really rub because you don't want to rub it off. I just kind of pat, 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 pat. And I do the blush first because obviously that's lighter. And then I go in typically and I buff out the bronzer with the same brush. I just don't do it first because obviously that's the darker color. So again, everything blends out really nicely. And you don't need to do like a ton of rubbing. I more so do like a patting, kind of like stippling motion. And I go back in and I do use a little bit of bronzer powder once I set. I'll show you guys what it looks like. And then again, just going along the jawline, that's just gonna kind of sculpt this out. And I do this, it just adds more warmth to the face. As you guys know, I'm very pale, so I have to kind of use bronzer to make me look alive. Okay, so that's pretty much it. After that, I go in with like a really nice fluffy brush, and this is my Real Techniques. Most of my brushes are Real Techniques. And then I just do a little bit of powder in here. This is the shade Light. I think I could have even gone a tad lighter, like a fair light, but this is fine. I mean, it adds, the good thing about the setting powder is it adds a little bit of color to the face, so I'm not complaining. I just feel like on some days when I don't do a ton of bronzing, like it's a little dark. I forgot about that under the lip. It is a little dark when I, don't do a ton of bronzer, and it's just like my foundation. I feel like it looks dark. But as you guys can see, like as I'm setting, it doesn't completely wipe out, you know, the base. This just kind of sets me up as a base where I have some contour to my skin. And again, I do go in and kind of bronze, do a little bronze powder over it, but at least I have like the structure of my face. And that's pretty much like what I do for my base. Again, I don't use this every time, but I do really like it every time I do use it. Okay, so next up, I think we'll do the bronzer. I usually use the the Physicians Formula bronzer. As you guys know, the butter bronzer is my absolute favorite, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm so low on it, and I had this one from Ciate London, and it's a great bronzer. So I'm just trying to kind of use up some of the things that I had before buying new makeup. I'm trying to make that more of a goal in 2024, so I don't become a makeup hoarder. I have all the windows open in here to get some light in, and every time someone passes by, they can see completely in. It's so awkward. And I have blush on today, but normally I would take my bronzer kind of a little bit higher up. I'm not a everyday blush girl. I pretty much only use blush when I have like a special occasion. Like today's Christmas Eve, so I'm gonna kind of go a little bit more ham than I would on like a normal makeup day. Only other thing I'm going to do is I do have this Tarte Park Avenue Princess. It's another bronzer, but it's way darker than the one I just used. So I use this one to kind of just, again, sculpt. It's more of like my contour. So the only thing I think I'm going to go in and do is just do a little bit more for the nose. And I just kind of go along the bridge of the nose. Again, I'll buff this out if it looks crazy. And then taking like a really tight little contour brush. This is like perfect for sculpting. I'll just kind of go over that sculpt that we just did. And again, I just kind of make sure everything looks really buffed in. And I just kind of go over this so the line isn't so sharp. I know some people do like the across the bridge of the nose. I don't really get too crazy. I just do kind of the sides, and that's it. Okay, so this is pretty much, I'm gonna be honest, this is pretty much what I do for my base on a day-to-day with, like I said, the exception of this. I don't use this every time. So typically at this point, what I do is I go in with like a regular, just like a regular bronzy tan color on the eye. Because we're gonna do a bold lip. So anytime I do a bold lip, I try to keep the eyes pretty neutral. This looks a little ghetto fabulous, but honestly, I'm going through it. I think this is from the brand, oh, who's this? Natasha Denona. It's like one of her single shadows. And what I've been doing lately, and I really think it makes a huge difference, is I go in with this Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. And I never knew what a difference this made until I started looking at my eye makeup, and I was like, dang, this actually lasts so much longer when I do this. So I put it on. Again, I have foundation as a base on, so it's not like it has nothing to grip to, but this just makes the grip so much better, in my opinion. And again, it will kind of go on not as seamless as this, so I just kind of buff it out with my fingers. And then just going in again with this color, I don't know the shade. You can use any kind of, you see this is like a very warm chocolatey brown. Again, I just want to do a very neutral eye. And I'm going to try and get back to like doing get readies with me. I haven't done one on my channel in so long, and I miss kind of like the makeup videos. So if you like this kind of video, I need to hear from you guys, because I want to make sure that I'm putting out content that you like. And I've been doing like mainly vlogs, but it's fun to like do chit chat, like get readies with me too. where we can just kind of chat about things going on and catch up with each other. And then I can get ready for the day. On a day-to-day, my makeup is pretty basic. It's just like foundation, a little under eye brightener, eyeshadow, mascara, and that's it. I don't really go too crazy with contouring and all that. I do bronze a little bit just to add some warmth to my face, but I'll do a very similar eyeshadow, like nothing crazy. I don't go insane for like a normal work day, and it's pretty minimalistic. Like I would say I could do my makeup in 15 minutes on a normal work day. So again, when we go a little bit crazier for holiday and do lashes and contouring and everything, it gets a little bit longer, but I'm pretty simplistic when it comes to just day-to-day makeup. Okay, so that's all I'm doing, legit. For eyes, I mean, we're gonna put a wing and everything, but you guys will see I'm gonna do a bolder lip, so I don't want to do anything insane. And obviously we're gonna do all the other things for the eye now. So I'm gonna do just like a warm chocolatey eyeliner in the waterline. I've seen people kind of like hold their eye with a brush so that they don't mess up their foundation, so that's what I'm doing. But on a day-to-day, honestly, I just hold my eye down. This is from Urban Decay. It's their Glide On Pencil in Bourbon, but honestly, my favorite eyeliners are actually from NYX Cosmetics. Like, they're $6. They're mechanical, so you don't have to sharpen them. Like, these have to be sharpened. And they're half the price. So anyway, I just did that underneath, and then I don't go usually up unless I'm going to do lashes, but I'm going to do it today. This is so uncomfortable, so I try to do this as little as possible, but basically you're just trying to get the line on top so that when you put lashes on, it just blends a little bit better. So I usually just look up or to the side and try to tightline the top waterline. Is there a specific name for it? I don't even know. So that's as far as eyeliner goes, but we will go in and, sorry you guys, baby is up in my rib cage right now and it doesn't feel great. We're gonna do brows real quick as well, and I'll show you guys my brow routine, which is kind of simplistic as well. I keep it simple these days. Okay. Once again, I dropped stuff, and with this big old belly, it's not the easiest to reach. I think I dropped something else, but I'll grab that in a second. I think it's my, oh no, my other eyeliner's there. So really quick, before we do that, I also usually go in and just highlight the inner corner of my eye. So I take usually like a golden-y color. This just makes like the eyes pop. So again, I'm taking this one. I'll show, it's crumbly because it has dropped. So I'll turn it over and let you know. I think this one is just like a hand-me-down. One of my colleagues brought it in previously because she didn't like the color, and I was like, I will take that. It reminded me of like MAC Nylon, which is my favorite like inner corner and brow highlight, but I'm out of it, and so I'm trying to finish this up before I repurchase that. Again, making a conscious effort to, you know, use what I have. But this is by Becca. Oh, Becca Cosmetics. I thought it was Kat Von D. And it's called Vanilla Quartz. If I get a little bit closer, you can see, like, it definitely makes a difference. Unless it makes a difference, like, I'm not trying to mess with it. Like, I don't need more steps unless it's impactful, you know? So I really don't do anything unless it's really shows. Okay, next we're gonna do brows. I use a brow pomade, that's my favorite. Oh, there's my honey. Baby's walking in. This one is like, I use pretty much like blonde or taupe. Hi, honey. live.
Oh, hi everybody.
A nice visit with your dad?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks a lot better than yesterday.
Oh, really? Maybe cleaned up for you.
Oh, his stuff has shrunk.
Oh, really? Just in one day?
Yeah, just in one day.
Wow, that's great. Babe, can you close that door over just because I'm going to be talking and I need it as quiet as possible. I'll be done in like 15.
Okay.
So I just kind of fill in with a brow pomade. And I just kind of, I'm going to be honest, I have pretty good brows. So I just kind of outline them. I know some people have to really fill in and really, you know, really do their best to create brows, but I pretty much have the shape, so I just kind of line the top and the bottom. And you can use anything to fill them in. I just find that because I have a good amount of hair, I'm just trying to get the shape down. So a pomade is just kind of easier for me. Okay, then everyone does their brows differently. I like a bushy brow, so I've been using this for the longest time. This is the NYX Cosmetics Lift and Snatch, and it's got like a really thin tip, and I kind of create some faux brow hairs if you want. Now, it comes out different every time. Some days better than others. But you basically just want to create, and I'm creating brow hairs where there really aren't any, just so I kind of make them appear bushier. You can also you can fill in with this, you can do whatever you want, but this is how I use the product. And again, it's not perfect, like some days it comes out better than others, but I don't spend too much time on it. Like, I do it, and if it comes out good, great. If not, we try again tomorrow. And then I have two different, I guess, setters. One is Stick It, it's called. It's a thickening brow mascara. And I always just go over those strokes just so it blends a little bit better. So I'm just kind of going over. This is so old, there's probably very little left. But again, this is just going to add a little bit more fibers to the brow. And I just kind of comb through whatever I did with the pomade so everything blends together. The other product that I've been using, which is a little bit newer, this is the brow glue, and this one's in taupe. They have this in clear too. The clear is probably the most popular. And this one just has a little bit more stickiness to it, like a little more grip. So if you really wanted your brow hairs to stand up and be wildly, this is the product to do it. Otherwise, this is definitely like a glue that just kind of sets your brows in place so that they don't move around. I don't really use it that way. Honestly, my brows don't move that much, but I know some people that have a lot of hair, they need to kind of keep them, controlled, and this would be, I guess, the product that you would use to do that. Okay, that's pretty much it, I'm gonna be honest. With the eyes, the only other thing we're gonna do is do I feel like this needs to get blended a little more. We're just gonna do a wing, and that's it. I don't know what this is. That might be from, I don't know what that is. That might just be from yesterday. So typically I use the NYX Epic liner. This is very cheap, but this is on its way out and it hasn't been working as efficiently. So when I have special occasions, I go in with something a little bit more expensive. This is just a mini of the Tattoo Liner by Kat Von D. This is my favorite one. It's just more expensive than the NYX one. So usually I just, and especially this is going to be important when we do lashes, which I think we have enough time to do them. I do, on a normal day, I'll do a tiny little wing and get really close to the base of the eye to keep it as thin as possible, like that. And I try to get them the same on both sides, but honestly, depending on the day and if they want to misbehave or not, sometimes they just don't cooperate. So I do something like that. And if I had nothing else, I would just do mascara and be done with it. Like that would be my everyday makeup look. But you'll see, we'll probably do lashes, so it'll be a little bit more involved. But on a day-to-day, that's what I do. I'm also going to be going in with this Grande Lash Lift. It's a heated curler. I love this thing. I'm going to be filming favorites coming up, and this will definitely be on it because it's like the tool that you didn't know that you needed. Instead of using like an eyelash curler that you have to clamp, it gets gunky, it rips out your lashes. This one is so good. And honestly, you could do your mascara and then do this, but I typically do this first just to start with the lashes kind of being curled. By the way that you know if it's done is there's two settings. So there's off, low, which is like a light green. And then if you press it again, it turns to a dark green. And then when this tip turns red, you know it's heated up. So I'll give it a couple minutes. Usually I get impatient with that. But I'll curl the lashes, put on my mascara. Usually I do like the mascara base and then go over it with lashes. And then the only other thing that we're gonna do today other than lashes is just, like I was thinking, a red lip is in order for Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna start with the Lime Crime. I like their lip liners. These are getting old, so they're getting kind of dried out, but you're gonna go in and line the lips first with this, just so we create the shape that we want. And my lips are pretty full. Like I haven't done filler in almost a year because obviously I'm pregnant, but if you have a thinner lip, you can overline. So I usually do like an X here in the center and just kind of overline it. And once you put it, like fill it in with your liquid lipstick, you can't tell. So even though it looks a little clowny right now, it will look okay. And then I just kind of fill in what I can. And don't worry, because we're going to be going over this. Then I'm going to use the NYX Lingerie Double XL. This is like a really good dupe for like a Lime Crime velveteen, much less expensive. It's kind of a clay-like formula. I like the shape of it because it makes it really easy to apply. And you just have to, the key with this is to let it dry down completely because it's gonna feel wet when it first goes on. But it's one of those liquid lips that stays on all night. You can eat, you can make out, you can do whatever you want, and it pretty much stays put. But resist the attempt to keep going over and over it. You don't want it to get clumpy. Just line your lip. Get it as precise as possible. Like if you need to fix anything, fix it while it's wet. Maybe rub together just once and then let it dry. So this needs to completely dry down and then you won't have to like apply throughout the night. It will stay while you eat, again, anything. So, okay, I think my lash is heated up, so I'm just gonna do this. And what you do is you just put it on the eye, hold up, like press down, and it's gonna naturally give it a little bit of curl. So when you go to do your mascara, your lashes are already kind of lifted up. Again, you could do it after, but if you think about it, first of all, your mascara would have to be 100% completely dry, and then you're pretty much heating up the mascara. So it's just a lot easier for it to get messy and for you to get like some transfer than if you just did it before the mascara's on. So that's what I've been trying to do. Not the most exciting thing to watch, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I do. I just kind of hold the lashes down and back, you know, like how you kind of point them up, how you'd want them to look once you finish your mascara. And then I'll show you, it definitely makes an impact when you put the mascara on. And honestly, I do this because, especially if you're gonna be putting on falsies, any kind of false lashes, you want your lashes to blend with the fake lashes like as much as possible. And I'm doing my mascara. So this is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. If you watched my recent empties video, which I just posted, you would see that I just finished up the brown one, which I purchased by accident, and I'm back on Bryn, which is the black one. But this is hands down my favorite mascara. I think it would be considered like a fiber mascara, but I don't know, it doesn't have any of the fiber fallouts that you typically get. And again, I always do my bottom lashes as well. This is a mascara that you can definitely do a second coat, but you don't want to wait too long. So if you feel like you need a second coat, great, got a little transfer here. It's okay. If you feel like you need a second coat, just don't wait a ton of time to do it. Like, you know, you have a certain time to work with it before it gets too crusty and hard. So I'm just going over it a couple times. Okay, so if I was doing nothing else, I'd probably wait until the mascara was dried and then curl a little bit more, but since we're going to be putting on falsies, I'm not going to mess with it. So we're going to take these mini ones. I've been liking no falsies for quite a little bit of time. I just kind of got over wearing them, and so when I do wear them, I do very modest looking ones. I don't know, they just kind of get itchy and I don't like the way they make me look anymore. So I've been going with a more natural pair, but get whatever pair you want. And then the important thing is to line the false lash and then just let it, put it down, kind of forget about it and do something else and let it get as tacky as possible. I think that's the key, is that most people don't wait until the glue has gotten tacky. They get impatient and they try to put them on before they're ready to go on, and then they don't stick. So I try to line the lash and then put it down and do something else. What else can we do? The lip, by the way, is almost dried down. You can see how it kind of went from a little bit shiny to more matte. And now I'm going to take these clips out. My one gripe with these clips is they do get stuck like in your hair, and I feel like they rip your hair out. Okay, so I slipped in curlers. This is kind of what we're working with. These will fall down a little bit once I go outside in the Florida humidity. Even though it's cooler out, it's definitely still humid. So I'll probably spray it a little bit, but I was thinking of putting in this bow. So what I think I'm gonna do is do like a half up, half down situation, and then put the bow in. So I'll probably do something like that. I have to be careful that my tracks don't show, so I just try to take a tiny bit on top. And then you can either do like a tiny little like clear elastic. This is only a clip like on the back here, so you kind of need something, you know, to hold the hair. And I don't make it super tight like I probably do. Just like 1 or 2 pull arounds, and then just separate the hair so you kind of, you know, have it still come down around the face. And then the clip goes in and covers that hair. So I'll show you what it looks like behind when I'm done, but that's pretty much like what I'll do for my hair. And then we'll just do lashes. So let's see if the lashes are ready yet. These ones are the ones too that they don't need to go on like a particular side, like a left or right eye. Depending on what kind you picked up, they might be tapered where like one end is longer, and obviously if it goes from short to long, they go on a particular eye. These start short, go long, and go back to short, so they really don't have like a particular eye. And then you're gonna close your eye, get as close to the lash line as you possibly can, and lay the lash down. Okay, so I have them kind of laid down where I want them, but you're just gonna literally press your lash. See, I almost pulled it off. You're gonna press the false lash and your lash together so that they kind of marry, if you will. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing you could do to ensure that like you can't see them, and this is an important step, once I started doing this, I was like, wow, they look so much better. You just take your eyeliner and you need something that's very thin. You're just gonna line on top of the fake lash line and blend it into your wing. So again, I'm gonna do that on both sides. And this is basically just so that you can't see the lash line as much. And if there's any white glue or anything, you're just kind of making that black line sharp so that it hides the lash line. So that's pretty much it. All right guys, so that's it. That is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, again, please consider subscribing to my channel. Like the video, give it a thumbs up so that I know that you like this kind of content. And if you have any questions for me, drop them below. Otherwise, I'm gonna list everything that I used in here in the comments below. Some of the things I couldn't remember off the top of my head, what the name of it was, like the eyeshadow I used. I'll try and get information like that. And then again, thank you to Dossier for letting me test out a couple new scents that are new to my collection. Again, I went with the Gourmand Patchouli, but ambery, saffron, you can't go wrong with either. I wore that yesterday for Christmas Eve, which was Alex and I's anniversary. So another amazing scent. And again, I'll leave all their information below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video.